I'm Clinton Anderson, and I have a method for training horses. Getting horses to behave is simple. It's training people that's the real trick. Join me as I tackle some of the most challenging situations with problem horses and with problem owners.
So a recipient mare is basically a surrogate. They foal every other year.
They're basically unwanted horses that people are using to carry other foals. The reason why they're unusable is because they usually got some problems.
This one in particular, though, she has a really bad Headshy issue. She'll turn, she'll kick, she'll strike out. She'll run over you, she's struck out at me, and then just getting a holder on her. It's more than just difficult, it's dangerous.
It doesn't matter what problem a horse has, to fix the problem, I go do the method.
Whenever you go to any of the bigger shows, you always see the Kaiser Arena drags. That is top of the line equipment. But I'm a casual rider. I didn't know that there was something out there for me that's produced by ABI. My arena is done in a way that is safe for my horses. It automatically makes you want to go out there and ride.
You don't have to be a professional horse trainer to care about the footing in your arena. ABI can take care of those needs for you.
If you're serious about living the dream, it doesn't get more real than this. Let famed Aussie horseman Clinton Anderson turn your dreams into reality. Clinton Anderson opens the gates to his world-famous Downunder Horsemanship Ranch in Stephenville, Texas. You can see Clinton in action on tour. You can practice his methods at home. But there is nothing like getting instant feedback from Clinton himself. Book your clinic now and set out on an adventure of a lifetime for you and your horse.
In 2016, I'll be conducting 3-day horsemanship clinics all over the country so I can help you become a better horseman. Nothing beats hands-on instruction, mate. At each clinic, I work with only 20 participants, teaching them the fundamentals level of my method that covers groundwork and riding exercises. My certified clinicians will join me to ensure everybody makes progress and receives lots of one-on-one help. Spectators are welcome to watch all 3 days of the clinic, and we'll also have a retail store set up with all of my products and kits. If you're looking for a fun and inspiring way to challenge your horsemanship, or you want to learn the method from me personally, sign up to participate or get your spectator tickets now, and I'll see you on the road, mate.
Verify ready to resume count and go for launch.
Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Flight is go.
2, 1, 0.
Chief engineer, verify ready to resume count and go for launch.
Is there a new
So for the last 5 days, I've been working with this mare, just teaching her basically the method. You know, we did the round penning for the next 3 or 4 days, made sure she was stopping, turning in, following us around, and then I just pretty much started the method with her, okay? She's coming along in leaps and bounds. Every once in a while, she'll still have a little bit of a kind of a tick where she'll kind of pop that head up when you go to rub her face or something like that, but I don't really worry too much about that. That'll just take, you know, it'll just take consistency till she's 100% perfect. You know, right now I'd say she's probably 85, 90% over the entire problem. But the last little bit will just take a couple of weeks for it to completely work out, okay? But what I like is she might kind of get a little bit reactive for like a split second, and then she immediately calms back down again. Where 5 days ago, she'd get reactive and stay reactive for 30 seconds to a minute. Getting that initial bit to be good where she won't jump, that just takes a little bit of consistency there and time, okay? You just got to kind of build on it, okay? Good girl, that's it. Okay, withers and back, hindquarters, neck, back legs, front legs, okay? I've also been working with her legs some too, making sure that she's comfortable with me kind of picking them up and messing with them, and we'll show you that a little bit later on. So the last thing we do is pitch it all the way over her back. So the very first lesson I want to work with her every day on now is making sure she doesn't fear me or my tools. Remember, you want respect without fear, okay? That's it. Good girl. And then rub her. Every time now she does something good, I want to get both hands on her face. See, I love it now how she's starting to drop that head down. I've just started to teach her, and I'll work on it again today, about lowering her head and neck to pressure from the pole, okay? So anytime I retreat and rub her, I come back to her nose again, come back to both palms over her head here. Good girl. You know, it's important for people to remember, always start the lesson with the desensitizing. Make sure the horse is not frightened of you or your tools. Remember, respect without fear. So even though she was good with the desensitizing, I do it every day at the start and in between each session. And the last thing I do just before I put her away is I desensitize her again.
So as soon as Clinton started training on the recipient mare, you could see a difference every day. I mean, just the first day in the round pen, you could already see her demeanor starting to change. And then every day I watched him work with her, and you just saw a big change. And then even today when she was filming, it was kind of a completely different horse.
See, now I'm going to start tipping that nose towards me more. Now that I've taught her kind of how to flex a little bit to the halter, she's not great at it, but she understands the concept. I always want to keep encouraging that nose to bend towards me. So I might work on a little bit of flexing now with her, okay? And you might say, well, why would you want to teach her how to flex if you're not going to ride her? This is to make sure that when I pick up on that halter, she understands to soften to it. Good girl. And then I release it. Pick up. There, release it. Pick up again. Hold it. Wait. There, release it. Okay? Now, normally, you know, she had that old cut right on her nose just below that halter there. That would normally actually, right where that cut is, be exactly where I'd want to have that halter on her nose. So the halter's probably a little higher on the nose than what I'd like it to be, but I don't want it, you know, irritating that cut on her nose, okay? See there how she kind of got a little stiff just there? So now I'm going to change it a little bit. If I pick up and I feel a little bit of stiffness now, I'm going to knock her off that. Now that I feel like she understands what she's supposed to do with the flexing, I'm going to pick up with steady pressure, and if she doesn't get off it, I'm going to bump, 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 bump. I'm going to take it to the next level. I'm going to bump with rhythm and wait here. Bump, bump, bump. I'm going to put a little bit more pressure on her. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, 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 bump. Get ready. There. Bump, bump, bump. I'm going to try getting her to get off driving pressure. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, bump, bump with rhythm. I'm bumping until she softens that nose down to her side. Okay, there. Now, it's not unusual for their first reaction to driving pressure to do what she just did just then, where she kind of threw that head up in the air and kind of overreacted. Bump, 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 bumping, bumping with rhythm, bumping with rhythm, bump. There, she dropped it a little bit. Bump with rhythm. There, release it. So she's got to learn now that if I pull on that halter a little bit too hard, or I put a little extra pressure on, instead of overreacting to it, she gets softer to it. That's pretty soft. Then she got a little heavy right there. So I'm going to knock her off it here. Bump, 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 bump. There. So I'm moving on past the concept stage. Whenever you teach your horse something for the first time, it's what we call a concept lesson. Does the horse understand the basic concept? Okay, I love that, how she's keeping that head bent there. Now I want to teach her that when I pick up, I need you to soften now. So once you teach your horse what you want, then I move on to what I call the do it now stage. When I ask you, see, I love that there, where she'll keep that note. Oh, good girl. Excellent. Teaching a horse to flex gets them to be submissive. It's just another tool to teach them to soften and relax and not brace up against pressure or people. Love that there, good girl. So anytime I'm rubbing her now, you're gonna notice that I'm gonna keep her head tipped a little more towards me. I want her in that habit. See, when she stands there like this, with her nose tipped towards me, this is a submissive position, okay? But when she stands there, especially with her nose tipped away from me like that, this is an escape position. This is a flight position, okay? Even straight is not great. But when she's bending her neck towards me, okay, this is I'm accepting submissive position. That's why I want to keep encouraging her to bend that nose towards me. Good girl there, okay? It was really important to get her flexing because I want her to soften to that halter. Anytime I'm on beside her, I wanted to bend that head and neck, I wanted to drop her head down and get soft to that halter. So I taught her how to flex the day before, but today on camera, I wanted to make sure that I could take it to the next level. So I pick up nice and soft, and if she got heavy, bump her off it. Pick up nice and soft, bump her off it, until eventually when I pick up soft, she immediately bends her head and softens to her belly and gets relaxed. So again, anytime I rub her, I want to get that nose bent towards me.
Step up your horsemanship with the Clinton Anderson method. Now available in a complete set. Fundamentals starts you on your journey to ultimate control. As you learn to communicate with your horse, earn his trust and respect, and gain control of his body. Intermediate opens the door to ultimate performance as you build on your knowledge to create a safe, willing, and supple partner you control with a feather-light touch. And now, all new, advanced, delivers ultimate inspiration to fine-tune your application of the method and reach the highest level of horsemanship. Clinton Anderson offers you the ultimate collection of his wildly popular training method kits at a packaged price.
Hay is not for horses. They deserve Stanley Premium Western Forage. There's no better place in the country to grow forage than Idaho, and Stanley is one of the country's largest producers. From pellets, cubes, and chopped forage in bags to compressed in 3-tie bales, Stanley cultivates the premium forage types horse owners demand. Because your horse needs hay, but he deserves Stanley Premium Western Forage.
Fundamentals has shown you the basics. Now it's time to put those principles into practice. Get out of the arena and get on the trail. Introducing Fundamentals in Action, On the Trail. This all-new supplement to the popular Fundamentals series will show you how to apply the method on the trail and in turn teach you everything you need to know to make the most of your trail riding experience. Plus tips and tricks that will make every trail ride a success and so much more. You get 10 instruction-packed DVDs and 2 hardcover books with over 400 pages of in-depth information, beautifully illustrated and packed with amazing photos that will inspire you to get out and have an adventure. That's over $800 worth of training for only $3.99. Act now. Get up, get out, and get on the trail.
Now, I just started this. She's not great at it, but I just started teaching her to lower her head and neck to pressure, okay? Meaning that when I pick up and apply pressure to the top of a pole, she'll soften that head and neck and lower it. So I hate putting a halter on a horse, or a bridle for that matter, when I'm reaching for their face, like their head's up in the air, and especially worse yet, I hate that crap there. When you're trying to get a halter on them and their head's away from you and you're trying to grab them. I want them to be what I call the submissive position, which is her head's tipped towards me at a 45-degree angle, and the top of her pole does not get above my belt buckle. That's ideally where I want it to be. So I've already taught her this, and she's only had a day to practice it. I'm gonna get my thumb and index finger, and I'm gonna, just behind her pole here, this little hard lump between her ears, just behind that, about an inch apart, I'm gonna touch, press, push, dig, and they're the 4 levels of pressure of my hand until she lowers her head. So touch, press, push, there, release. Now, anytime she lowers that head down, I'm gonna release that pressure away, press, press, press. She's resisting, she's resisting, she's resisting, release. She's resisting, release. Now, when I did this to her yesterday, her first response, as soon as I would apply pressure to her pole, is to really brace up against it, which is very normal. She wanted to throw her head up in the air and kind of act silly, and I just kept that hand there, and I kept digging there until she went down. There we go. The best way, pressure, 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 pressure. Now, I eventually want her to put her nose all the way on the ground, okay? There, see how she's licking her lips right there? That's excellent. So I'll retreat there, rub her a little bit, good girl, okay? So now that she knows how to lower that head right here, okay, that's it. Now she's at a point to where now, when I bend her head towards me, if her head's too high, like right here, I'm gonna lower it down as her head's bent towards me. Because this is where I want to eventually get to be where I can put the halter on. I want her, if anything, I want to have to lean over a little bit to get the halter on her. I'd rather have a backache than what I call a neckache, where I'm escaping trying to put the damn halter on her head and she's head's up in the sky. Okay, so every time I rub her now, I want to drop that head down, teach her to drop it. This is the submissive position. Her head and neck is basically at a 45-degree angle, okay? Or a little bit more than that, about here. So there, I can put that halter on. Now what happens is, every time you go to put the halter on a horse, when you've taught them this, you'll reach your hand over like this and get them to lower their head. Reach your hand over, lower their head. Reach your hand over, lower their head. And with practice and repetition, they get really good. So when you walk up to them out in the pasture and you say, hey, how you doing? And you just reach that hand over like that, she's not doing it because she doesn't know what to do, but they automatically go into this position here. I don't have to ask them to lower their head. They go into this position right here. So what that enables me to do, and she's not quite ready for this just yet, is when I walk up to her, and even when I take the halter off from now on, now I've taught her this, I'm gonna reinforce it to her now. Every time I take that halter off, I need you to drop that neck down, pressure, 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 release, pressure, release, pressure, release, pressure, release, pressure, 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 release, pressure. This is new to her, so it's gonna be difficult for her in the beginning. Pressure, pressure, there, release, 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 there, pressure, release. So now everything's about getting her to come more in this submissive position where her head is lower than her withers. So then what happens is, as I take the rope under her jaw here, she brought her head up a little bit because, again, she doesn't know what to do. So I'll reinforce. Drop it back down, please. Drop it back down. So if my right hand, I can get her to drop her neck down. Pressure with these 2 fingers. I'm pressuring her. Release. Pressure. Release. Pressure. Release. There we go. And then I can put the halter on. Okay. Reinforce it. Drop it down, please. Good girl. Reinforce it. There. And this is where I want to put the halter on from now on, meaning in a submissive position like this. Now she raised that head up again, didn't she? So I'll lower it back down again. Now this is the first day I've introduced this new part of the lesson to her, okay? So she's not going to be great at it today, but with some practice, a couple of days she'll be really good. So I love it when my horse puts their head towards me, lowers it down, lower than my belt buckle, and this is the submissive position. One of the worst things you can teach a horse how to be bad to be caught is, caught or let go, any of those type of things, is people take the halter off when the horse's nose is tipped away. Remember, this is an evasive position. So if the last thing I do is I take the halter off her when her head's tipped away like that, and now I take the halter off and I walk away, I'm teaching her that mentally she needs to escape me. That's the complete opposite of where you want it to be. You want it to be, let me just lower her head back down. Good girl. Check out our latest catalogue from Downunder Horsemanship. It's filled with beautiful imagery and in-depth information on all the products used in this show. Visit our website or call this number and we'll send it to your door free of charge.
My husband and I love to go on our early morning rides and spend time with our animals. Being out on the trail is a great escape from everyday life, so their health is one of my main priorities. Vetricin Plus products are my go-to wound and skincare solution, not only for its effectiveness, but also for its safe and non-toxic formula. Since I've been using Vetricin Plus products, I can spend less time worrying and more time enjoying my happy, healthy animals. Check out Vetricin.com for more information.
SmartBack lead the horse industry when it comes to horse supplements. Jessica, I've seen some brochures called Colic Care. Explain what that is, mate.
Colic Care is our new wellness program for horse owners who feed Smart Digest Ultra in Smart Packs. Should your horse require colic surgery, Smart Pack will reimburse the horse owner for up to $7,500 toward the surgery.
Obviously, if you're willing to reimburse an owner for a horse that has colic that uses your product, you must be pretty confident.
We're very confident in the Smart Digest Ultra in Smart Packs.
Hey, your horses are thirsty. You just watered them? Well, guess what? I'm empty again. Oh, what's the matter? Is it too cold outside? Boo flippin' who? Toughen up, fancy pants. It's not like I'm gonna film myself, so you better get your backside moved.
Give the bucket the boot. Install a classic equine by Richie Waterer. Less work, less waste, less worry.
Don't forget to check out our next training session with Titan and the Method. When you take that halter off, she brought it up, so I'll lower it back down again. Lower it back down. There we go. You want it to be when you take that halter off, see how she raised that head? I'm setting new habits for her. New habits. There we go. Now if I left her, it's more of a submissive position. See how she looked at me there where I walked away? Okay? So if I want to catch her, two eyes. There we go. Two eyes. That's a girl. There, that's what I'm after there. She needed a little refresher course on just that. That's a girl. Now it's coming back to her. There, I love that. When she keeps wanting to keep two eyes on me. Okay? So, these are just new things that I'm introducing to her. And we're doing it on camera so you get to see kind of the bad behavior or the new behavior when we introduce something new. Good girl. So, take this over, drop her into a submissive position. Okay. She picked her head back up again. Lower her head back down. That's it. Step one was we got her to where she wasn't defensive about the halter, and we've established that. But her head was still way up in the air, and she wasn't as submissive as this. This is where she only can get the halter put on and off her from now on when her head is in this position. Her nose is tipped towards me at a 45-degree angle. And her top of her pole is level with my belt buckle. Good girl. Okay, so let's move on a little bit here, okay? So we needed to expand on our desensitizing as well, because we did a lot of moving her feet over the last 5 days, and I'll show you those exercises, but you've got to constantly be balancing it with desensitizing. So anytime you can walk away from the horse and spank the ground with a stick and string, it'll build their confidence, okay? Making sure she's not worried about this around her head and neck. So I'm gonna start building the energy a lot more. Medium, high, high energy, okay? Flog her with kindness. So when I first catch her every day, I desensitize her with the rope and I desensitize her with the stick and string like this, making sure she realizes that I'm not out to get her. You can't train a horse if they're always frightened of you. Okay? Helicopter, up in the air. This is something new we introduced to her. Okay? Now when I change sides, she's got to move that front end across. There we go, rub her to a stop. So everything from now on is about my feet staying still and getting her feet to move. Give her a hand, she did a good job. So today what I wanted to do on camera is take her lunging for respect stage 1 and 2 to the next level. So I used the string on the stick, and I wanted to perfect it to her. When I pointed, she said, yes, sir, you know, I'm gonna get going right now. And when I look at that hindquarters, I wanted to give me 2 eyes right now. In the beginning, you know, we cut them a little bit more slack. They may not be real good at the exercise, but as long as they get better every day. But now by day 5, I wanted that exercise, especially on Respect Stage 1, to get a lot more, yes sir, get with the program. And she did fine. You know, a little bit in the beginning she was lazy and didn't quite do what I wanted. That's very normal. I show you how to correct the horse. She made good improvement. We quit on a good note. Okay, so now it's about starting to refine it. I'm gonna look at that hindquarters. Too slow. By me having the string on, I could influence her hindquarters when she was a little lazy over there. Without me having to step towards the rear end, I could lean forward and influence that butt to get her to give me 2 eyes. So I'm gonna point now, ask her to go. There we go. I like that. When I point, I want those feet to move, okay? I'm trying to refine it to where my feet aren't doing much and hers are doing a lot more. Now, I do like how she's softened up on this halter quite a bit. See how she's not pulling on me real bad here? There's slack in the round and in the lead line. Now watch. I'm gonna look at it. Better. Not perfect, but better. Point up high. I'm gonna speed that up a little bit. I want a little bit more of an energetic departure. Remember, if your horse leaves with energy, they'll have energy in the circle. But if your horse leaves kind of pinning his ears, hoping you're gonna die in your sleep, resentful, they're gonna be sorry in the circle as well. So get them to leave with a yes sir, yes ma'am kind of attitude. Watch. Look at the rear end. Too slow. That's why I whipped on it just then. I looked at it and she was doing a lazy disengage. That was acceptable for the first few days. Okay, but it's not acceptable anymore. Point, bump, 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 2 eyes. Now that was what I call an honest mistake just then. She just went the wrong direction. She was trying, she just got a little confused which way I was pointing. So I didn't make a big deal of it. I bumped on her and said, hey, give me 2 eyes and started again. So let's see if we can get this hindquarters better. You ready? I'm gonna slide, look at it. Now see right there, she kind of, there. When I corrected that rear end and I spanked at it, she kind of shook her head at me and kind of had a bit of a up yours, I hope you die kind of snarl. So I went ahead and put extra pressure on her and said, hey, when I look at that rear end, I mean now. And as soon as she gave me 2 eyes, I released that pressure now and leave her alone. So let's try that again, that same direction. I'm gonna point. There, I like the departure. Okay. See, when you ask a horse to go to that next level, sometimes they can have a little bit of an attitude about it. They don't want to try that hard, so let's see what she does. I'm gonna slide. Much better. Much better. Gonna point. Oh, I love that takeoff just then. She had a great energetic departure. Okay? Remember, lunging for respect gets that. It gets respect by moving the horse's feet forwards, backward, left, and right. That's how you gain a horse's respect, by you moving their feet. That's how you get them to use the thinking side. I'm going to look at it. There, not bad. Point. See what my feet are doing? Not much. Her feet are the ones doing a lot more work now. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. I'm going to look at the rear end. A little lazy then, so I spank towards it. When I make a correction to her like that, I usually like her to just stop then and just think about it for a few seconds, so let her kind of digest the thought a little bit. Point. I love that. When she feels that halter, that pressure from the halter behind her ears, instead of her resisting or pulling against it or running backwards, now she's starting to move those feet. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Now watch, I'm going to look at the rear end. Too lazy again. I'm trying to get it to where as soon as I look at that rear end, it moves immediately. Now I do like that. Her departures are pretty decent. It's that yielding the rear end that's still a little bit lazier than what I'd like to see. But this is the first day that I've really taken it to the next level too. Better. Point. There. Excellent. Yield the rear end. Okay, so I spanked that butt because she didn't give me 2 eyes again. See, that's what the string allows you to do. It allows you to influence their feet from a bigger direction. Okay? From a bigger distance away from them, sorry. Yield. Better. point, yield, better, I like that. Now follow the feel. That was all right, she just made an honest mistake there. So let's move into lunging for respect stage 2. Very important to get that head, neck, and shoulders under control. Get that front end doing a rollback, okay? Horses love to push us around with their head, neck, and shoulders. So when you can teach your horse to be submissive and yield their forequarters, it mentally gets them very submissive. But if they still push you with the front end of their body, they're still really pushing in the mind. So it's a great exercise to get a horse listening to you and paying attention.
This October, Stephenville, Texas is the home to the ultimate horseman's experience. The Downunder Discovery Ranch Rally. Explore Clinton's ranch. Meet his team and his horses. Experience the method firsthand. Learn the advanced training techniques Clinton reserves for his most loyal fans. Up close, in person, and in full. Celebrate with Clinton and his staff with live music and a bonfire to commemorate a once-in-a-lifetime weekend of horsemanship. The Downunder Horsemanship Ranch Rally. Space is limited to 500 people. Don't miss out.
Lease a horse, borrow a horse, ride with one hand or two. The Green Rainer class has a level for you.
It's just fun to learn and progress.
Jackets for Green 1, buckles for 2.
I'm working to get my next 50 points so I can get my buckle.
Make friends.
There's a lot of camaraderie.
Make memories.
We're all starting to clap for each other a little bit and watching people get better.
Make dreams come true.
Pursue your dream.
The NRHA Green Rainer program. Find out more at nrha.com.
Anything worth having is worth working for, that's for sure. Not gonna make it here if you got any quit in you.
This is where I needed to be the best that I could be. And that's just what we do here.
Dedication, ambition, passion. To some, these are more than ideals. They are a lifestyle, a code, a path to something greater. If you think you're one of the select few who can rise to the challenge, who can dedicate themselves to mastering the method, let the Clinton Anderson Academy catapult your skills and provide you with the ultimate experience. If you have what it takes, become a Clinton Anderson certified clinician and change your life.
Step in front, point. Now, even though she's pregnant, I'll just be real blunt and frank here. A lot of people think that when a mare's pregnant, it's like, oh my God, they've made of porcelain and they can't move their feet, and if they sweat, they're gonna abort the baby and roll over dead, okay? I've ridden and trained a lot of different horses in my career that were pregnant, and you can ride them pretty damn hard and put a lot of miles under their feet up until about the last 3 months. And then the last 3 months, then you have to kind of back off them because they just get too damn big, okay? And I'm not saying you can't exercise them. You can, but you can't be extreme about it. But for those first 6, 7 months, for sure, I don't treat them any differently than they're pregnant. okay? Now, I know I upset a few tree huggers just then. It doesn't matter. I don't really want them as customers anyway. Okay, there we go. You know, I want, even though she's gonna be a recipient broodmare, she's gotta get broke. She's gotta get to be where she's a productive citizen. Point. Make that front end move a little bit more now. Okay, so when I step in front of that drive line, that's her cue to stop, pick that front end up and do a rollback. Good girl. When I step in front, stop. There we go. When I step in front, there we go. So she's reading my body language now. When I step in front of that drive line on right where the girth would be, now there she was a little lazy, but I had to give energy towards her head and neck. Watch. I'll step in front, and if she's lazy, I'll step to her, which drives that front end away. Watch. You step in front, push off, and step in. And the in part is what makes that front end move away quicker. Okay? Step in front. Now, if she hustles the front end, I don't have to step in towards her. Okay, but in the beginning, you kind of do something. Righty, I like how she's getting a little lazy here, slowing down. Watch, I'm gonna look at the rear end. Now see there, this is what I'm talking about. She hasn't given me 2 eyes, she's given me like 1 1/4. 2. So by me just reaching around the corner, I could spank that rear end and get 2 eyes. This is what I'm talking about. I'm getting pickier now. I'm not accepting a C-level performance anymore. That's what you have to do. If you want your horses to get better, they have to keep putting in a little more effort every single day. Good girl, that's excellent. So now I better come back and do a little desensitizing, especially because I spanked it with the string a few times, okay? I want to come back now and make sure that she's not frightened of me, okay? Remember, you always want respect without fear. Anytime you can walk away from them with a scary object, it builds their confidence, okay? Instead of flogging her with anger, flog her with kindness. I don't want her to think the stick and string is out to get her. That's it. There we go. Good girl. Okay. A lot of this up around her head. I've been starting to do a lot more spanking with the stick right in front of her nose here. You notice now when I desensitize her, I kind of cock my leg, I look away from her, I kind of have a real relaxed body language there. She licked her lips, blew some snot out of her nose, good little relaxation there, rubber, okay? So a lot of this around her nose and face with that stick and string. Okay, now I'm gonna change directions. Look at my feet. Keep your feet still. Ask her with the halter, tell her with the stick. Now eventually, I won't have to tell her with the stick. I'll just point and she'll follow that feel, but she's a little green just yet. Like I said, she's had 5 days. She's not supposed to be perfect. She spent years developing these bad habits. Okay, Katie checked her age and she's a little over 10 years old. So she's been bad with her head and bad with her behavior for 10 years now. Okay, this is not something that we can just get rid of all of it in 5 days, but she's certainly a hell of a lot better. Lots of this around the front of my nose. Now watch, I'm gonna ask her with the halter. See there, she didn't follow the feel. Follow up with those feet, okay? So now what I wanna do is start introducing some new desensitizing exercises to her face, okay? This one here is really good for head-shy horses. Is just get it to where they can accept that rope being flipped up around their head like that. A lot of horses that are head shy, when you move quickly around their face, they throw that head up and act silly. Now she was a little bit head shy, but more than anything, she was defensive. It was kind of like an ingrained habit in her. That's how she escaped people and put up her resistance, is by throwing her head up. She wasn't really frightened as a general rule. It was more of a learned behavior on her end. Okay, so you just flip that rope from side to side, up over her head. When she accepts it and she's nice and relaxed, I'll walk up to her, love on her, rub on her a little bit here, rub her around the nose. Because today we want to introduce the dewormer, we want to vaccinate her. Again, they're things that Katie's got to be able to do, my ranch manager, to keep her healthy during her pregnancy here at the ranch. We've got to be able to vaccinate her, deworm her, halter her, trim her feet, make sure she's in good condition. Okay? There we go. I love that. Even if you don't get the rope all the way over their face, like let's just say it flops kind of over their eye like that or over their ear. This is one area in horsemanship where the more useless you are with a rope, the better this works, because they just get kind of broker and broker. And it's a soft rope, it's not going to hurt them. I do this a bunch with my baby foals, my weanlings, my little baby horses. Do this a lot to them when they're little. Get them just used to things moving around their face. Now, could you imagine doing this to her 5 days ago? Remember how bad her behavior was, throwing her head up in the air and rearing up in the air and acting silly? Good girl. So I'm going to start just expanding the desensitizing. That's what we're trying to do now, is expand on that.
For 128 years, ADM Alliance Nutrition has been doing what's right for the horse. It was ADM who cut back on starch and sugar, ADM who balanced vitamins and minerals, and ADM who put forage first in horse nutrition.
Today, you can still trust ADM for the information and products you need.
Learn more about equine nutrition and ADM's premium products at growstrong.com. That's GROstrong.com. ADM Alliance Nutrition, doing what's right for the horse.
In 2016, I'll be conducting 3-day horsemanship clinics all over the country so I can help you become a better horseman. Nothing beats hands-on instruction, mate. At each clinic, I'll work with only 20 participants, teaching them the fundamentals level of my method that covers groundwork and riding exercises. My certified clinicians will join me to ensure everybody makes progress and receives lots of one-on-one help. Spectators are welcome to watch all 3 days of the clinic, and we'll also have a retail store set up with all of my products and kits. If you're looking for a fun and inspiring way to challenge your horsemanship, or you want to learn the method from me personally, sign up to participate or get your spectator tickets now, and I'll see you on the road, mate.
The No Worries Club is Clinton's way of sharing his knowledge, ideas, and experience. Membership benefits include monthly delivery of an information-packed exclusive DVD or No Worries Club journal, exclusive website access to share news and ideas, access to download entire episodes of Clinton's TV program, plus up to 50% members-only discounts on clinic participation, tour tickets, and tack and video products.
The No Worries Club is such a great deal, it doesn't make sense not to join. So what are you waiting for, mate? Join today. This little cut on a nose here has been healing up really well. We've been putting Vetricin on it every day, 2 or 3 times a day. I promise you, Vetricin is the greatest thing for cuts and scrapes on horses and infections you're ever going to have. It's great. Rightio, let's move on to the sending exercise here. I'm going to point, I'm going to send it past me, yield that hindquarters. I'm going to point, send it past me, yield that hindquarters, good girl. Point, pressure. Remember, horses hate tight, narrow spaces, so because I'm close to the fence here, she already has a tendency to feel a little trapped and claustrophobic. The sending exercise is really important for any horse, but especially her, because when she gets in tight, narrow areas, she really feels trapped and claustrophobic. That's where people have had to run her into small pens to get her caught. People have had to kind of box her in to give her vaccinations, deworm her, put the halter on. So anytime she gets in a tight, confined area, the old brain box in her starts, going on overload where she starts worrying about it. So getting her to come back and forth with the sending nice and relaxed was important. Okay, so I need to teach her that when you come into a tight, narrow space, just relax, nothing bad's gonna happen to you. Okay, so I just taught her this exercise yesterday, so she's a little green at it still. There we go. So I just wanna get it to where when I point, I don't even need the stick. She'll immediately, there, I like that. she'll follow that feel. When I look at that hindquarters, she'll give me 2 eyes. Now, she's been a little lazy with the rear end. I'm not going to make too big of a deal of that right now because it's only a second day at this exercise. If she gets too lazy, I'll correct it. But what I'm more interested in than how good her yield is just yet, I'm more interested in her coming through the gap nice and relaxed. So I might step a little closer towards it now. There. And I'd like it if she just walked through this gap. Get in the habit of sending your horse into the horse trailer, sending them into the wash rack, sending them in and out of their stall. Be creative about where you use the sending exercise. Send them through the gully. That's why we have the obstacle course where you can send your horses, okay? You keep your feet still, their feet move. There. So it was only day 2 that I did it with her today. So it normally takes me 4 to 5 days of doing the same exercise to really get it to be an A or an A+. So today, if I would have had to grade her today, I would have said she was kind of like a B-, you know, C+, B-. She was doing it, but not as good as I wanted. Yesterday, she was terrible at it. And every day, she gets better. And that's what I try to tell people. First day you do an exercise, they kind of suck at it. They're not real good, they're terrible. Second day you do it, a lot better. Third day you do it, pretty darn good. And the fourth day you do it, as a general rule, man, they really catch on, they're doing a great job, etc. Now that's assuming you work with the horse 4 days in a row. Consistency is your greatest ally, inconsistency is your greatest enemy while working with horses. I like that, a little relaxing there. Okay. So now I'm gonna get a little picky about a rear end now, watch. I'm gonna look at it, spank her ass if she doesn't give me 2 eyes. So now I'm gonna refine it a little bit more. I'm gonna look at it, 2 eyes. Point. I'm gonna look at it, that's better. As long as she gives me 2 eyes, I'm not gonna spank her rear end. She was lazy just then. Not bad, not great, but not bad. I'm gonna look at it, I'm coming. That was better. That time she moved a little bit more enthusiastically. Pressure. There we go. That's a girl. Now look at that rear end. Good, I like that. Point. There we go. She's done pretty good there, so I'll retreat. I'll take that pressure away and come back and desensitize her now. So now it's important that I come back, desensitize her here. That's it, excellent. There we go. Good girl. Remember, after every sensitizing exercise, you've got to come back and desensitize her. Okay, so she got a little bit jumpy just then. Retreat and rub her. Okay, that's it. If you only sensitize your horse, they'll get jumpy, spooky, and reactive. If you only desensitize them, they'll be quiet, but they'll be pushy, disrespectful, and belligerent. Okay, you have to balance the two. Okay, so after every sensitizing exercise, I'm really strict about coming back and erasing it. Sensitizing is move their feet. Desensitizing is chill out, have a cigarette, relax, read Black Beauty, just chill out. Do not get wound up about life. Okay, good girl. Now, after every time I desensitize her, I'll use the stick and the rope, making sure she's comfortable. Remember, respect without fear. I don't want her to fear me or my tools, okay? And see, not only that, because she's kind of a little bit out of air right now, isn't she? So she gets to have a rest. Every time I desensitize her, she gets to have a rest. So it doesn't take very long till the horse starts really looking forward to you desensitizing them, because it's the only time they get to have their air back, okay? That's it. Next week on Downunder Horsemanship, next thing I want to do with her is just work on a little bit of yield the forequarters with her. Get that front end to move away, 360-degree turn. Never hurts to do a little added desensitizing. Okay, there's a little flashback right there when she kind of threw her head up now.